Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we are about to get started with Open Mic Live. But first, as always, a word from our sponsor.
At InDigital, we know that public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESI Net goes beyond industry standards, not only I3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
August 24th, 2016, the I Am 901 movement is born. One of my personal stories set the tone for this movement. What started out as a way to raise awareness for the reclassification issue for dispatchers quickly turned into peer support. 911 professionals from all over the world were sharing their stories. On Facebook alone, at that time, the engagements were over 34 million. It spawned a peer support session at conferences called Imagine Listening, where dispatchers shared their stories out loud or on paper. For years, I have been asked if this would ever become a book, coming June 2023, and available now for pre-order on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. From Titletown Publishing, Imagine Listening, Your Worst Day is Our Everyday. If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Oh yeah, here we are. Welcome back. It is it's time for Open Mic. Let me adjust one of my cameras over here really quick. All right, make sure I didn't have time to put on the makeup and everything before I got in front of the camera, but here I am. Hello, everyone. And Sarah jumping in here right off the bat, Sarah Stroud. Hello, good evening, and welcome as a new VIP patron of the podcast. Thank you so very much. I've got your swag and everything that will be going out here in the next few days. Sarah says, good evening. Time to stay up all night to get ready for night shift tomorrow. Oof. Well, I'll get to help you out here for about an hour then. That's awesome. After working days this weekend. Oh man, so you worked days this weekend and now you're going right to midnights? That's one of the things that I used to hate being in dispatch, especially when I very first started out. And actually, before I get started, this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, a leader in next-gen core services. Big shout out to patrons of the podcast and Facebook subscribers. Thank you all so very much. Now, back really quick. When I very first started out, my schedule would change every 2 weeks. Seriously, every 2 weeks it would switch. So it was 6A to 2P, and then it was 2P to 10P, and then it was 10P to 6A. Okay, now again, every 2 weeks it would change, which sucked. And then I if I remember correctly, when you were on the 10p to 6a shift, it would you would stay on that for the month, and then you would go right back into days. Uh, you can never plan anything, man. But you know what can you do, right? What can you do? You're there to do what you love. So I was all about it. It was good. But yeah, that's one of the things that I didn't like all that much. But it's all good. And it's 2023, I've been out of dispatch for 10 years now. However, on top of that, the sleep schedule doesn't change. Like, I'm still a night owl, straight up. Tiffany, hello, hello, what's going on? Was that FP days? Full are you saying, like, explain. By your FP days. Oh, my frostproof days? Is that what you mean? In frostproof? Yes, that was in frostproof. If that's what you're asking, yes. Frostproof PD. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, you are correct, Tiffany. Yeah, when I was in frostproof PD way back in the day, yeah, she's like, yes. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, it was in frostproof when I was there with the PD the before the county took it over and everything, when it was still there, when I worked there years ago. Yes, that's the way it was. 8-hour shifts, one person on, and every 2 weeks, except for that midnight shift, that's what it would be. Oh, hi. Very nice to meet you. Yes, yes, I did. Yes, and it was awesome working with her as well. Yes. Um, yeah, I would do ride-alongs with her sometimes, and so one of the funny things. Like, we would sit in the car and we would be sitting stationary, just running plates, and oh man, I always tried to win at getting the closest to the speed that somebody was passing, and she would win every time. Every time. Obviously, I wasn't as good as her. But yes, we had so much fun there, and but she's the best human I know. She talks so fondly of you. Oh, thank you. Tell her I said hello. And again, it is awesome to meet you, and I look forward to one of the times that I head back to Florida, um, to meet you as well, face to face, and to talk more and to tell stories. Yes, we had a lot of fun. And of course all the other officers that were there as well. And she was working, for those who are watching and listening. So she was working, I think, when I very first brought my 1991 5-speed GMC Jimmy to the PD. And I know how to drive a stick shift now, but in the beginning, when I very first brought it to the police department, dude, no. This is how embarrassed I was, okay? This is how embarrassed I was, and she probably doesn't remember this at all, but her and one of the other officers were there parked next to me, and I was waiting forever for them to leave because I didn't want them to watch me. I didn't want them to watch me trying to reverse because I was still brand new at learning how to drive stick shift. I mean, I was okay, right? I was okay, but every so often I would I would screw up, and the car would turn off. But so and it happened a couple times when I was sitting in the parking lot. I would go to reverse and just brrr, like, oh, my timing on the clutch and the gas sucks. So that one time they're just there, and they're just, I mean, they're talking, right? They're briefing before they start, and I'm waiting to go, and I'm just sweating because I needed to leave. And they had not left yet. They were still there talking. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna go ahead and split. So they're there talking, and I go to take off, and I didn't grind or anything, I didn't grind it. I was doing okay, but when I went to put it into first gear and go to take off, my timing was so bad that you could see my vehicle go, and I just remember them just kind of looking over at me, and I think I told her later on that I'm just learning, man. Like, I'm just learning how to drive stick shift. But, once you keep going and going and going, it gets a lot better, it's a lot easier, but man, it was embarrassing. Oh, let me see what you wrote here. I will, yes, please let us know, when you're this way. We have a spare room, and you're definitely welcome. Yeah! We enjoyed your book so much and planning to buy a few more copies for our dispatchers. Yes! That's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And also, oh no, I can't do it either. I understand your pain. It took me a little while to learn, man. It took me a little while to learn. Let's see. Yancey, Ard, and all those boys would have taught you. Maybe, but I remember a couple times too, they're like, "Dude, you gotta learn. You gotta learn." They were more they were more wanting me to try, like, dip than anything else. They're like, "Just throw it in, man. Just throw in a big old chaw," and I was like, "Mm-mm. I've seen The Sandlot. I know what happens." Like, I don't wanna be throwing up all over the place. Oh, man, I miss all of them. They were so much fun, so much fun. Oh, that is hilarious. Jamie, what is going on? What is going on? Julie up in this piece as well. For the longest time, I refused to back into spaces at work when people were in the work parking lot, and then my car would get stuck in the snow. And that's with an automatic, she says. Oh man, that's funny. So here's something even more funny, and those of you who know how to drive a stick shift can probably relate to this as well. In a way, of course, our stories are all different, right? But in a way, you might be able to relate to this. So when I first started learning how to drive stick shift, that first day, so my cousin Jace, he he's the one who sold me the GMC Jimmy, right? It was his. He loved this thing. It had, like, these awesome performance tires on them and everything. It was just the coolest. I wish I still had it. I really wish I do. But, we go to the high school parking lot, okay? Go to the high school parking lot, and he's showing me, right? I'm, like, observing, and he's telling me about the timing with the clutch and the gas and everything. So, um, I'm watching, and then he goes, "Okay, now it's your turn." I was like, "Alright." So we get in, and I'm doing alright, and I'm doing okay, I think maybe I stalled out once or twice, and I continue going, and I'm thinking, "Okay, I'm doing pretty good here. He'll probably drive me home and stuff." No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. I drive us back to his house. They're in Frostproof, and I pull in, and he's like, "Well, have a good night." I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 Jace, hold on a minute. You're leaving?" And he goes, "Yeah, and so are you." He's like, "You need to drive home. Like, it's your car." And I said, "No, I know. I just okay." And I take off, okay? I take off, and I'm doing okay. I've got my confidence up a little bit, right? So, what do I do? Of course, I end up going to, I end up going to, "Chase, what's up, man?" I end up going back to my family's house, okay? Go back, and what I end up doing is I get my siblings in the car with me. I'm like, "Let's go for a ride." So my siblings are in the car with me. I'm pretty sure my younger sisters had a couple of their friends from school with them. So we all hop into this GMC Jimmy and we're driving around the addition that we're in. And I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's take the car out onto the highway. So I go and we're driving and I'm thinking that I'm awesome, driving this 5 speed, doing good with my timing and the clutch and everything else. And then we're heading back and we get to a traffic light that's, I don't know, it's probably still like 5 minutes away from my mom's house. And we are at the traffic light and I stall out. I stalled out because I got super nervous, man. I got really nervous. So I'm at the front of the line. There's two sets of, two sides there, two lanes is what I'm getting at. And I'm right up in front with this other vehicle, and I'm just thinking I'm cool, right? And then it hits green, and then I go, and my timing is off on the clutch. Stalled out. No. So I freak out. I freak out and I throw my emergency lights on really fast. Um, Scenic or 60? 60. It was on 60. Yeah, it was on 60, not Scenic Highway. It was on 60. So I'm on 60 at a traffic light by this gas station that goes out to West Frostproof. Tiffany, you probably know where I'm talking at this moment. And I'm sitting there because I stalled out. And I threw my emergencies on and cars are going around and okay, okay, you know where I'm talking about. So it's really busy right there. And I'm trying and I can feel myself hot right now just talking about it. Yes, yes, the little Dixie. That's exactly where it's at. And I I wait for another round because it ends up going to red. So I'm like, okay. And my siblings are all making fun of me and everything. And God. So then I go ahead when it hits green, stall out again. I went through 3 rounds of green lights before I finally got it. It's so horrible, man. So we take off. I guess it's not called that anymore, but it'll always be that for sure. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah, 3 rounds, man, of lights. And then I finally got it and my siblings and their friends are like, "Finally!" Oh man, it was nuts, man. I was so nervous, but I finally got it in there to take off and it was we get back to the addition and I'm just and my siblings go, "Well, we're really glad that you figured it out. Keep practicing." Oh my god, yes. I continue practicing. I definitely continue practicing. Hold on, let me scroll back up here. I'll hop off. I haven't been to catch live, so I wanted to say hello. We'll chat soon. Text her sometime. She's swamped, but always gets the biggest smile when she hears from you. Oh, that's awesome. Staying for the end of this story, though. Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Well, again, tell her I said hello, and awesome to have you on here. This is great. Like 20 years ago, you were better than now. Today, you'd be a speed bump. Yeah, dude, for real. Oh, man. That was something else. That was something else trying to learn how to do that. I mean, for anybody who's on here, just in general, do you remember what it was like when you first started driving? Not just stick shift or automatic or whatever. And yeah, traffic is whack over there. It's super bad. It's horrible. But do you remember? Like, how did you feel? I thought I was awesome. I'm just gonna say that. I thought I was great. I really wasn't. So the vehicle that I learned to drive in was one of those big ass GMC vans, not the Econoline vans. And of course, it wasn't one that didn't have windows. It wasn't one of those. It was just one of those really big ass vans, GMC, and it had the huge windows on the back. And it had like captain seats in the middle, but in the back, the back seat would come apart where you could turn it into like a bed. So, and I don't think you can do that. I don't think they do that now. If they do, I haven't seen it, but I remember our van growing up was like that. And you could turn it into a bed and you could drive around and that was that. Like you could lay back there. Now everybody has to be buckled in pretty much. I mean shit happens, right? And a lot of shit happens. Well, Tiffany says, "Yes, we had the same van." Oh, what color was yours? Ours was blue. So, you end up going through all of that, right, with your family and learning how to drive. But for me, it was like driving with Red and Kitty from that '70s show. Blue and Silver, so ours was too. Oh, we had the same van. Oh, that's amazing. So for me, if you remember that '70s show, so my parents are straight up Red and Kitty, okay? Minus the wine part, because my mom doesn't really drink at all. She might have, like, 1 drink, like, a couple sips of something, and that's, like, it. But, either way, so imagine being, like, 13, 14 years old on back roads, and your parents are showing you how to drive in this big-ass GMC van, and I remember my parents telling me, if you can learn how to drive this, you can basically drive anything. And they were right. But it wasn't until I was like almost 20 that that's when I learned how to do um or use a stick shift. That's when that was. It was that far. It was that far in. But the shitty thing too is like anything else, unless, unless of course it's a bike, right? Because it's like riding a bike, right? You always remember and everything. But with the stick shift, it's like riding a bike a little bit, right? You've got the muscle memory. However, it's the um what do you call it? It's the timing. It's the timing that you end up messing up on. At least that's what it was for me. Like the timing for me after years of not driving a stick shift for so long and getting back into a vehicle with a stick shift, that's what it was. It was the timing for me trying to get it right, but I was able to master it again, and it was good. So let me scroll back up here. I missed a few. Let's see. Chase says, Ricardo, since I'm not going to the academy till next month, I'm going to be applying for a dispatcher position. Hell yeah, dude. Very cool, very cool. And no, I have not seen Kim on here yet. Not yet. Jason says stick was challenging. I learned on a Ford Taurus with a brand new clutch. It was horrible. Oh, dude. Let's see. Sheila says driving a stick shift is a special talent now. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's almost like introducing someone to a rotary dial, right? And the youngins looking at it, huh? What do I do with this? Does this help us travel back in time? Let's see. Tiffany says, I mean, it was 1996. My first car was an '80 Cutlass Oldsmobile. I was in a tank. Yeah, dude. Oh, for sure. Let's see. Rue over here says, my second car was a stick shift Jeep Liberty. I was learning to drive it the day I got it. And we were on a back road at night and someone stole What? Stop sign in the intersection got jogged. Still no clue how I didn't flip. Dude. Oh man. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everything came out okay. Oh man. Yeah, that sucks. Especially if you're driving like a stick shift in the winter. So when I moved back from Florida with that truck, or that SUV, I guess it would be, with those big ass tires, those tires were not meant for the wintertime. No. So I myself might have been calling 911 had I not kind of figured it out, just throw it into neutral and then guide through instead of trying to trying to continue pushing the gas, right? Because I almost went off. Like it was one of those twist off ramps. Almost, man. Almost went off it. That would have been really bad. Let's see. Christy here says first car green Datsun pickup shift, or stick shift. Called it Kermit because we hopped all over town trying to learn stick. That is awesome. Did anybody have one of those stick shifts where the shifter was, where the windshield, like where the windshield wipers would be? It actually had the stick shift on there. Anybody ever learn on that? I've only seen them. I've never actually done it before. Um, but I've seen it. I've seen them. I've never used them myself. One of the things that we jumped right into all of this. Oh wait, on the column shifting. Yes, that. Yes. Yes, you are correct right there. See, Tiffany says call 3 on a tree. We had a truck like that. Oh. Let's see, 3 on a tree. No, that would be interesting to try. I've never seen that. That sounds awful. Yes. Yeah, I don't know if I can find a picture really quick, but I don't remember where I saw it. It was a reality show though, and what they wanted to learn, or that was part of the competition of this show. The competition was they needed to get into this. It was a smaller van, and the shifter was up on the top, and so they're driving and they're trying to do it. I was like, that looks complicated as hell. Like I don't know, like, it's one thing to have it here, not this high. I'm just trying to show you. You're probably like, "Eh, why was the shifter as high as his head? Like, I don't understand. What was he driving? Some monster truck or something." No, I'm just showing you, like, on from the side, 5 speed versus here with the steering wheel like that. I don't know, man. That would be something else. That would be hard. Um One of the first things, though, what I wanted to say was, how is everyone doing? It is Sunday. We usually do this on Saturdays at 9. However, last night I I cooked some pulled pork and it was amazing. And I was hanging out with my kids and we were watching movies and stuff. We watched Sleepy Hollow. We were watching some Ichabod. So wanted to hang out with them, so doing it today. That's why we're doing it today. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty and 10 being awesome, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Because open mic, we always check in with each other. So how are you doing? I'm coming in at like an 8.5, doing well, and things are good. Things have been busy. I've got multiple conferences that are coming up back to back, and training sessions that I'm going to be doing and everything. So looking forward to all of that. Christy over here says, drive grandpa's Bronco. Who had that? Oh, it's the Broncos. Yeah. See, I like those old Broncos. Those old Broncos are the shit. Let's see. Cindy over here is at a 5. Hopefully, we can get your 5 up. And even if it stays the same, even if it doesn't move up or anything, that's okay because we're here together. So we'll see if we can get that moved up just a little bit there. Brittany's at a 6 to a 7. Awesome. That's good. That's good. And then over here on TikTok, let's see. How are you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10? How are you feeling? 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome. How are you feeling? See, Tiffany's 7, but I'm good with it. That is awesome. That is good. James, a 4. All right. We'll see if we can get that up there. Says, I don't know what it is with that movie, but I fall asleep to it like taking NyQuil. Oh, Sleepy Hollow? Really? Wait, the Disney one with I'm not talking about the Johnny Depp one. I'm talking about the cartoon, the Disney cartoon. Um Wait, Tiffany says, "Wait, you're on TikTok?" Yes. Yeah, I'm on TikTok. I think it's WTT pod, either at WTT podcast or at 901 podcast. I can't think. Just look up Within the Trenches. You'll find it. You'll find it on there. Rue over here, 5. It's been a week. Work. Mom was in the hospital for 3 days in general. Just here. I hope she's okay. I hope things get better. And we'll see if we can get your number up as well. But again, if your numbers don't go up, it's all good. Because again, we're here in support of each other and that's what this is all about. Let's see. Chelsea over here, 10 for now. Finally, a whole weekend off. Yeah, Chelsea. That's what I'm talking about. Very nice. Very nice. Jason says, doing well. Had a good day at the MT901 conference. Awesome. Heard amazing stories from Tracy Eldridge and got to spend time chatting with my buddy JC Ferguson. Yeah, it's a JC. So I am at about a 7 by today. Awesome. Chase, a 1. I got pulled over by they tried to give me a speeding ticket and said I was running police lights on the retired Taurus. I drive and they tried to violate. Oh man. Well, hopefully we can get your number up there, dude. Hopefully we can get your number up there. And James says, "Oh no, I was talking about Johnny Depp's flick." Okay. I was gonna say, because the Disney one, man, the Disney one. I mean, that one's funny. That one is funny. And that's the one that we were watching. I wasn't watching the Johnny Depp one with my kids. Maybe my 19-year-old, but not the other two. Yeah, I watched it once, maybe. I don't even remember much about it. Yeah. But the Disney one, Ichabod, all about that one. And over here on TikTok, thank you so very much. Already got over 300 likes. Yes, thank you, all of you. Thank you so much for jumping on. Please make sure to react, share this on your page or your favorite dispatch page, and we continue going. Let's see, Cindy. Hope she's doing better. Trying to get some views for you. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. I think you're over here already. Awesome. Sarah's at an 8. Looking forward to meeting you next month in Arkansas. Yeah, we're gonna have fun in Arkansas. I'm looking forward to it. Kim was busy all week at work. Tired. 2 more days of class next 2 days. Woof. All right. Well, we'll see how we can continue everything going, because some of the stories that we're going to be sharing here pretty soon, and some of them they're kind of freaky. Okay, kind of freaky. So, wait, Chase says, so I talked to the supervisor on duty, and well, good. So, all right, well, awesome. You got it. You got it up there. That's good. That is very good. Chelsea over here, loving the podcast. Didn't get a chance to finally sit down and listen until last week. Awesome. Either way, so glad that you're checking it out. Very, very cool. I appreciate it. Rue says, thanks, Cindy. She got COVID and she was transferred to a nursing home for some rehabilitation. Good. I'm glad that she's doing better as well. One thing I want to mention really quick. So CrimeCon 2023 went on recently, or this past weekend, I guess. And some of my friends over in Ohio of Chagrin Valley, who are the subject matters of the Oxygen Channel's TV show 911 Crisis Center, they ended up winning an award. They won an award for Outstanding Episodic Series. Yeah, well done. Well done, 911 Crisis Center and the Oxygen Channel and everybody that I know over at Chagrin Valley. Boom. Very cool. Very, very cool. And it's awesome. I got to see some of them and speak with a few of them at the Ohio mini conference a couple weeks ago, and that was excellent. So congratulations, all of you, for that. That is very cool. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention here is this is going to be, let me go to my notes really quick, okay? Let me go to my notes really quick, and also to mention, so this coming week I'm going to be at the Indiana conference in Indianapolis. So if any of you are going to be there, I'm going to be recording episodes for the podcast. I'm also going to be doing Imagine Listening there, so that is going to be fun. It's always awesome to go back to Indiana, and then right after that, I'll be headed out to Oklahoma, and I'll be doing a super session out there in Oklahoma. I'll be doing Imagine Listening, so that'll be good. I'm going to bring some of my portable stuff too to record some episodes, if anything else. And then after that, heading out to Mexico. I will be the opening speaker for Mexico Nina, and so that's going to be really, really cool. I'll be able to say officially that I am also is an international, or that I am rather an international speaker, which is kind of cool. Never thought I would ever say that, but that is awesome. Russo's Imagine Listening is amazing. Oh, I cried. Thank you. Thank you so much. That I appreciate that. Whether it be, the Imagine Listening, like the stories in the book, or the actual sessions that I've done. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Imagine Listening is something I've been doing since 2017, and I don't see it stopping. They're just very, very powerful sessions. And Chase says, any more bathroom stories? No, no, not yet. But because I'm going to be going to different conferences, I'm sure there'll be one or two that ends up happening, because it always happens. It happens. And others who are jumping in and seeing this are probably like, what are they talking about? Bathroom stories. It's just shit that happens. Literally, it's just shit that happens when I'm traveling. And it's not exactly to me per se. It's just people that are around there that are, I'll just say, that are going into beast mode. I'll leave it at that. And then after that will be Arkansas. So I've got those that are coming up. Super excited, super happy, and it's going to be fun. Let's see. Dispatch Queen, what up? Tina Conference in Tennessee is this week. Tell everybody in Tennessee that I said hello. I'm going to have to head back to Tina pretty soon, because Tina's a lot of fun as well. That is an excellent conference. A lot of great people there that I know. But what I want to get into are creepy things. Now, I know it's not October yet. It's not Halloween yet. And we are for sure going to be talking about this as we get closer to Halloween. But I wanted to ask, how many of you have been in places like where some creepy shit has happened at your dispatch center, or other stories that you know of at dispatch centers? So I'll mention one. And this actually, well, I'll save this one for a little bit. So for a little bit there, I was working for a private 911 for this company, okay? And in one of the buildings where their old dispatch center was, oh, sounds good, Chase. Later, dude. Travel safe. Hopefully you don't get hit with any bathroom stories. But thanks for being here, man. Have a good one. Let's see. Rue says our center is haunted. I'm pretty sure. Law, we have a law. I just read it. Law. I meant to say LOL, and I said lol. What a dumbass. Oh man. That makes me laugh. Oh shit. Oof. So Rue, if you have any stories, throw them in there. I will read them. And over here on TikTok, if you have any stories like creepy ass centers or anything that you know of, throw that in there as well. But I want to mention this. So this private company, I have it written down here, the name, but I'm not going to say the name. Brittany says, yes, my coworker was out in the hall on the way to the bathroom and she heard a child laugh. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. My coworker was out in the hall on the way to the bathroom and she heard a child laughing toward the other end of the hall. Dude. Hunter Brown, what's up? Yes, it has been a while. Let's see. But of course, there was not a child there. Our center used to be doctor's offices, so I know for a fact it's haunted. Dude, what? What? Oh, hold on, over here on TikTok. Chelsea says the police department I worked in is a doorbell sounded one time and we didn't have one. No. What? Let's see, our old EMS comm center in Bartow is definitely haunted. Okay, this is good. This is really good. Okay, so that right there with the little kids, though, creepy, very creepy. So, so this was when I first started working at this place. Okay, I was getting a tour of the main buildings, and they went to show me the Wait, I would shit my pants if that was me. I would quit right there, dude. That would freak me out too. Yes, yes. We are telling some stories here, creepy shit that happens at centers or has happened at centers. So again, it's my first night and they're taking me to all the different buildings that we dispatch for and stuff, okay? And they took me to the original building where the dispatch center was in. Now, people still work there, right? But that dispatch center wasn't in there anymore. So but it's all still set up. Like everything is still turned on down there because it's in a basement. So we walk into the building, okay? And wait, I had something creepy happen to my house the other day, but not a center. Oh, write it in there. I want to know. So, excuse me. So we go in, right? And we go to get in the elevator and I said, Where's the old center at? Is it on the very top?" And they're like, "No, it's in the basement." And I said, "Oh, okay." Because if you know anything about the house that I grew up in, my basement is where all the crazy shit happened. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna go into a basement. No. So we go all the way downstairs. We walk in. Oh, hold on. I don't want to miss these that are coming up here. A guy hung himself in our basement. Doors will slam. What? Doors will slam. It got so bad one night the canine unit ran. What? The dog was running through you had to run it through the building or the dog took off like hauling ass. Oh, dude. See? That is creepy. Hold on. I want to read these as I'm still going through my stories and stuff here. Julie, what is going on? Julie says my old center was haunted and I would be the only person in the building at 2 to 3 a.m. I would hear footsteps and keys from officer belts jingling. But no one was there. One of the officers was like, "Oh yeah, that's one of our officers that died. Talk to him. He's friendly." So I would be like, can you stop? You're freaking me out." And then he would stop. Oh, for real? And then I would get even more freaked out and make an officer come back to the station and hang with me. Dude. Oh my God. Oh, hold on over here. I was just getting off a 24-hour, and as soon as I opened my house door, a children's toy sounded immediately. Yeah. Yeah. Chelsea says the canine unit was creeped. Thought someone was inside the building, so he ran him. He's a bite dog. Oh, oh, this is good stuff here. Woo! So the toy thing, oh man, I remember one of my kids' toys. It was it was a toy like phone, and this was years and years ago, okay? But it was a phone, and well, I mean, it was like a little cell phone, had these little buttons, and it had Elmo's face on it. And when you would hit the button, it would like, it would laugh or whatever. Well, one time that toy went off. It had no batteries. It did not have batteries. We threw that shit away. Threw it away. Yes. But you should do a Halloween open mic and we give you scary stories. Yes, that is actually so I did that last year and I'm going to do it this year again, but what I'm going to do so that all of you know is I'm going to put something out there, maybe like a form for people to fill out, then I can read them all. And then if anybody has any stories while we're live, I'll read them as well. So that's how that's going to go down. Chelsea over here says, to top it off, our center is built on an ancient Indian burial ground. What? Dude, that's some like poltergeist shit right there. For real. Tiffany says, oh my gosh, same thing happened to me with my daughter's Furby. Dude, and those Furbies are creepy as it is, right? Oh, dude. Okay, so we get down to the basement, right? Through the elevator. They take me into the old dispatch center. And again, like I said, everything is on. It's not like it's turned off. And I said, who's down here? And they said, nobody. It just stays on all the time. Like if there's any alarms that go off, because like all those original alarms were all in there. So if anything goes off, somebody will go down and check it out. Okay. So here's the thing. Here's the kicker of it. So what would happen was at a certain time at night, the elevator would come down, the doors would open, and no one would be there. So here's the thing that happened. One of the bosses, I guess, one of the bosses, what happened was they were coming down the elevator to say hello to dispatch, and they died. Like they passed away. They had a heart attack or something, and they passed away while going down. And when the doors opened up, they found the person there that had passed away. So every night at that time, the elevator comes down, the doors open, and obviously there's nobody there. And then it shuts and goes back up by itself. And I'm like, and this was at night when we were there. And I said, so what time does that happen again? And they said, oh, probably not for, I think it's not for another couple hours. And I said, are we waiting here for that time to happen? And they're like, oh, no, 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 no. I just wanted to show you the old dispatch center. I was like, okay, let's go back. But that was some creepy shit, dude. Like again, it happened before I had started working there, and they just showed me the old center and told me the story and everything. But I was like, I don't want to wait. Like, I love the horror genre. I dig scary shit, but dude, no. Negative, Ghost Rider. Not about it. No. Julie says, and everyone's Furbies were haunted. When I was growing up, I feel like everyone has a haunted Furby story. That's funny. You visited the Clown Motel, dude? Oh my gosh. Rue says, literally, my baby. What? Curvy was creepy as fuck? Dude. All of those things. So, do you probably there's a lot of people watching right now who are a little too young to know or remember, but there was a toy. It was an educational toy. It was an educational toy, but um oh, wait a minute. Chelsea over here says, but how many people have named their ghost? Probably a lot of people. Probably a lot of people have named it so that, you make it human, right? You kind of humanize it a little bit so it's not as creepy. At least that's how I feel about it. But do you remember Teddy Ruxpin? Teddy Ruxpin. Does anyone remember Teddy Ruxpin? And the reason that I ask is because um there's an urban legend. Oh, Tiffany says I had to come back here. TikTok was getting glitchy. It does. Yeah, TikTok gets glitchy and I can see that the green, instead of the green light, it goes to yellow and then back to green and then yellow. I don't know what's going on with it. Let's see. Ruth says I haven't had anything happen to me at the center, but sometimes when the lights are off in the halls, it feels like someone is following you. Oh, dude. Let's see. Also in our center, we have a long hall, and when you pass by it, it looks like someone is standing at the end of the hall because our riot shield is hanging up. No. Let's see over here. I was told one of the past sheriffs haunt our dispatch. I haven't seen anything yet. Oh man, I cannot wait for the Halloween episode of Open Mic because even more shit is going to come out. This is going to be excellent. Excellent. Let's see. Chase says I had a bad experience at the Clown Motel. I passed out and was unconscious for a half hour or two. I don't remember. Oh, dude. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, that I've seen like advertisements or whatever for that Clown Motel. I'm like, nope, I don't want to go there. um oh man, what was the other thing that I was gonna mention here? Hold on. Oh, so when I went to Charleston, West Virginia, when I went out there to train the dispatch center that's there on text for 911, the hotel that my coworker and I were staying at, I don't even, well, even if I remembered, I wouldn't mention the name of it. But excuse me. Oh, I was gonna. You know what? Before I tell this story, let me finish the Teddy Ruxpin thing because it just popped back in my head now. Keep going all over the place. So Teddy Ruxpin. Some of you remember it. Some of you know what it is. If you don't know what Teddy Ruxpin is, look it up. But it's like this. It's a teddy bear, basically. It's a bear, and on the back, you can put in cassette tapes, and that's how old it is. Cassette tapes, and you would have it would come with a booklet because it was educational, so it would tell you stories or you could learn, the shapes or whatever, on there. Now here's the urban legend, okay? The urban legend is, and I don't remember where, somewhere in the UK, is where this happened, but there was a very old tavern, and it was called the Ruxpin Tavern, okay? The owner of the tavern would go down to the cellar where there would be a lot of people that were working, doing a bunch of stuff down there in the cellar and stuff. And they found a teddy bear. They found a teddy bear in this cellar. And the people that were down there working would tell the owner that the bear would talk to them. Yes. That the bear would talk to them, okay? But that they were not scared. They told the owner that the bear didn't scare them. They felt comfort from this bear. So, the owner of the Ruxpin Tavern comes to the United States with an idea. And it was Teddy Ruxpin. It was Teddy Ruxpin, man. Yep. So, according to urban legend, the famous Teddy Ruxpin that was over here in the United States, that was like when it came, I don't even know what year it came out. It was like the mid 80s, late 80s, something like that. But it was a huge like Christmas toy. Like you could not find it anywhere. Nowhere. Because people were buying them like crazy. And I remember my brother and I got one. And we're like, "Oh, it's so awesome." But let me tell you, when the mouth would break off and it was just like the snout that was moving and talking, it was creepy. But there you go. There's an urban legend on a famous toy that possibly came from a haunted teddy bear. Yep. Yeah. So there you go. There's an urban legend for you. Let's see. Tiffany says we had a regular we ran on the ambulance. She had all the dolls that stood in the corner like they were in timeout. What? None of them had faces. She said her baby was in the attic. Like what? So we went to the tall, skinny firefighter up into oh, we sent the tall, skinny firefighter up into the attic access into the bedroom. There was a car seat with a baby doll up there. Oh my god. She had frequent 3-day stays. Oh, dude. But prior to all of the bears, there were books and a movie, wasn't there? We had one and the little caterpillar friend too. Yes, I think you're right. Yes. There was all of that. It had all of that. That's creepy shit, right? To kind of think about how some of these stuff or some of these things end up like their origins. So there was something that I used to watch, and it was almost Chase, almost. I'll change it in just a moment. This it was eBalm's World. That's what it was called. It was a website called eBalm's World, and they would have like weird like artistic videos and stuff, but they would also have some of these other ones that that had to do with urban legends or origins. And one of the other ones had to do with the sloppy Joe. And there's a lot of different stories, okay? There's a lot of different stories about the origin of the sloppy Joe, like where it came from, how it started. This one, I'll say it really quick because it sounds like bullshit, but I mean, you never know. You never know. It's just like sometimes there's some outrageous 911 call that comes in, and you're like, "Is this bullshit? Like, are they for real?" But, you think it in the back of your head, you still stay priority 1 and focused on everything that the caller is telling you because it's that one time that you don't, and it's all true. And a lot of times with some of those, that shit ends up being true. It's like, "Oh, that did happen. Okay." But this one, I don't know. I don't know about this one, but I'll just say it really quick. Um, so there was a guy whose name was, it sounds so dumb just saying it out loud. His name was Joe O'Sullivan, okay? Joe O'Sullivan. And I think I remember it because of the punchline, okay? And in the video, it shows it, and I was like, "Ah, whatever." So, basically what happened was this guy, Joe, owned a diner, okay? And he ended up, catching his wife and another guy that were together. Um Wait, one time you don't, and it bites you in the arse. Yes, exactly. Yes, for real. Um, so he ends up catching them, right? And what he ends up doing is he takes them out, both of them. Takes them out. I'll say it that way so that, social media doesn't flag me for telling the story. So he takes out her his wife and her lover. Again, this is years and years and years and years ago. Um and he invites both sides of the family to the diner and feeds them 2 buns and meat with a special sauce. And apparently, according to this urban legend, this origin story, it's them. Like, he feeds his wife and her lover to their parents and just says they took off. They took off together, and I don't know if they're ever going to come back. But the father-in-law ends up saying to Joe, "This is a little sloppy, Joe." That's why it sounds so stupid in this origin story. And this dude, so apparently Joe told this story on his deathbed. When he was on his deathbed, he told this story, this origin of the sloppy Joe, because this was his invention. He ended up putting it out there, and that's why on the cans you see the name Man Witch. It sounds so stupid. But Sloppy Joe, like Hunt's Sloppy Joe mix is called Man Witch. And Joe revealed this to the family, or to the people that were there as he was dying on his deathbed. He told them the truth, that this is how the Sloppy Joe came to be, and that's why they called it Man Witch. Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just telling you something that I saw on a video that was posted about urban legends and stories, origin stories. Who knows if that is true? I doubt it. But um it made me chuckle a little bit because I thought, man, this is bullshit. But what if it is true? What if that is what if it is the origin? Wait, Cindy says the movie Fried Green Tomatoes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes, just like that. Just like that. There was another movie, it was a short, I think it was an Alfred Hitchcock one that was similar to that, where it was like an abusive husband and the wife, and she ends up taking him out with, a leg of lamb, and she's, like, hiding him in the deep freezer or something like that. Detectives are coming over, and she invites them for dinner, and they eat the weapon. Oh, Tiffany says Soylent Green. For real. Soylent Green is people. Soylent Green is people. For sure. Let me see. Let me read this really quick. Ruth says, my friend up the street, the previous homeowner's daughter died in the house. All of a sudden, one day when we came back to her house, it felt like a wall of heat, and her thermostat was turned up to 90. And she put tape over it, and it still got moved because she thought maybe the dogs jumped up and hit and hit it. Then the stove turned on once and we could smell burning. Long story short, she had the house blessed and no more issues. Nancy was told to go to her resting place. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's something else right there, too. See, Tiffany says this same patient had the Chucky doll and his wife. One night she wanted to take the bride of Chucky doll. I'm in the back with her and two LEOs. Starting my report, she whispers, wait, what? She's whisper yelling, "Oh, stop it, Tiffany." Then she says, "You're not going to hurt them. You should have left it at home." So I'm looking at the LEOs and they're looking at me, and we start joking that the doll is armed and dangerous. One of the cops tells the patients, wait, tells the patients what? Tells the patients what? They got cut off. I can't see it. Let's see. Julie says that makes me suspicious of food everywhere now. Soylent Green. Yes. If you have never seen that movie, Soylent Green, check it out. Check it out. Because some of the stuff on there is, I don't know, man. A lot of those, and that's a George Romero movie. No, wait a minute. No, I don't think it is. My bad. I take it back. Charlton Heston was in a different movie that's a George Romero one. But this one here, Soylent Green. Like, there's movies like Soylent Green and some other ones around that time that seems like is stuff that's going on now, which is crazy. Crazy. But it makes you think. But yes, the Sloppy Joe thing, I mean, look it up. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'll find the link and I'll post it on the podcast page so that you can see it. So, holy crap, we're after the hour now. Over here on TikTok, thank you so much for over 3,000 likes. Yes, I appreciate it. And then all of you here for being on and talking with me as well. This was a different type of episode, which is always fun. I always love doing stuff like this. This has been great. Thank you all for being here. Let's see. Tiffany says that she's going to pay down the doll for our safety. The doll, had a damn steak knife in her boot. What? Dude. That's crazy shit. Oh man. See, and there were other things that I was going to mention as well as so that last thing in West Virginia, I won't mention that one right now because I don't want to end on that type of note, only because of what happened at this one hotel that I was going to mention. So I'll just leave it at that. The other thing that I was going to mention was there's a show on Netflix that came out last year, and it just watched the last few episodes of it today, and it's called The Watcher. Any of you watch The Watcher? Oh, Tiffany. Oh, my bad. So that other part was from the. Oh, okay. I got you now. So Julie, okay, you saw it. Apparently, that was a real thing that happened. I looked it up, and so that show is loosely based off of something that really happened. What? So, yeah, like I'm not gonna. I don't want to ruin it or anything, but spoiler alert. But I'll just leave it at that. What I was saying. So I started looking up some other things, and we'll probably talk about this another time. But there are other houses out there that have all kinds of hidden passages and some stories where people were hiding in the house and eating food while people were gone. They're just squatting. I was like, what the hell? So we'll talk more about this later on. I'm going into the wrap up here, and I thank you all so very much for being on with me today. And I appreciate you all, the job that you do, just everything. Thank you so much for being here. This live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital, a leader next gen core services. Shout out to patrons of the podcast and subscribers on Facebook. Thank you so much. Also on TikTok, I'm going to be developing a series. I now have, I've gotten the green light to create a series, so I'm thinking of doing a couple different things on there. Tiffany says, okay, well, I stayed for the whole show. Chat soon. Yes, I'm glad you did, all of you. So that's going to be coming out over here on TikTok soon, and a lot of awesome stuff that's coming up and going on. And so just again, thank you for everything. If you have any comments, questions, you can email us. And as always, that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media. You can help support us through either Patreon or Facebook. And you can easily go to links.co/WTT podcast. And that's links with 2 i's.co/WTT podcast. And you'll find everything on there. Email, social media, latest episode, where you can buy Imagine Listening. Your worst day is our every day. Where you can help support the podcast, again, whether it be on Patreon or Facebook. And then also at the very bottom, the link on there is for you all to be able to hit up the store. I'm going to be updating a bunch of different things on there, so keep checking out all of that stuff. This can be seen on TikTok, Facebook, as well as YouTube and Twitter. And then you can listen to the podcast 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone, and I will see you all